Right, match preview time. Plymouth Argyle versus Luton Town. Who's going to win? In today's video, I'm going to give you my pre-match thoughts. But before I do, please drop a like on today's video. Comment below your score predictions and also how you think this game is going to go. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. So the first thing which I do want to mention on today's video, and that is let's make it 3 games in a row. Back-to-back wins so far in the championship at this moment in time. It's good to be back to winning games of football. We haven't seen many wins over the last 12 months, but it's good to see that we are now winning games of football. Although they haven't been that convincing, winning is the most important thing. You know, at times, okay, performances, it would be nice to go alongside some 3 points. But if it means you just get the 3 points, you know, you don't moan about it too much. You can work on the performances as the weeks go by. But the one thing I do want is Luton to make it 3 games in a row against Plymouth Argyle. Do I think it's possible? Of course. Plymouth haven't ideally started the season off that well, and we will talk about Plymouth in a little bit more detail soon. But yeah, like Friday night is a perfect opportunity for Luton to make it 3 games in a row of wins in the championship. And we will go into the game against Oxford, which is going to be a lot tougher on paper. I hope people haven't wrote off Oxford. And then after Oxford, Sheffield United, which is the big one. So yeah, lots of games coming at us quick and fast. We get that extra day of rest because we're playing Friday night, which is quite handy for us. However, a long trip to Plymouth, it's one of those fixtures where you want to get it over and done with. But for Luton, we've got to play them on a Friday night. Who decided that was a good idea? I will not say anything on that topic. But anyway, this game has a potential to be a banana skin game. Looking at Plymouth and the way they've been playing so far this season, I actually want Wayne Rooney to do well as a manager. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing like former great players just not become good managers. It's really annoying. But Rooney, I idolised him growing up, and the fact of how good he was at Manchester United. I just really hope he does well as a manager. Of course, I don't want him to beat us on Friday night, but after this game, I hope he can actually keep Plymouth up, keep his job, and actually achieve something, because I feel like he's been hard done by certain things. People have wrote him off, but I want him to do well at Plymouth. Plymouth are a good club in my opinion. I did enjoy my time back in Plymouth in League 2 when we did beat them. I think it was 3-0 that day. It was on the opening day of the season. That was the last time I went to Plymouth, but I can't make the game this Friday night due to work commitments. But I like Plymouth. I think support our well-run football club. They're trying their best, and I feel like that part of the country, I feel like they need a team to try and get into the Premier League, and hopefully one day that will be Plymouth. And you know, Rooney, if he does well, potentially in Dreamland, they can potentially achieve that. But what Plymouth have done so far in the Championship this season is not a real cutting edge about them. From what I've seen so far, is they do create opportunities, but they're more half chances. I think defensively they look very poor at times. I think they will easily concede chances against any team in the division. I feel like over time that could potentially get better, but I think going forward right now is a real problem for Plymouth. When I saw the game against West Brom, they didn't really. They had, like I say, they have opportunities. They've been having opportunities against the majority of teams in the Championship. Okay, yeah, take away the Sheffield Wednesday game and also the game where they went down to 9 men. They have been having opportunities, but they're just not. They're not real opportunities. They're not like golden chances that gets you 1, 2, 3-0 up. They're just half chances. This shots from outside the box. Those types of opportunities. Nothing really concrete. But yet again, if we're going to give teams chances like we did against Sheffield Wednesday when we kept giving the ball away in our own half, Plymouth will smell danger and will take full advantage of that. They're at home, they've got to have confidence, the fans are going to be behind them, and they're not away from home. They're not going to be sitting back and defending a lead if they go 1-0 up. I feel like at home they will be pushing and they will be trying their best. So if we're going to be sloppy like we were against Sheffield Wednesday, I feel like Plymouth will take full advantage, which we can't allow to happen. But I do think we are going to get plenty of opportunities. The one player which we need to make sure has a really poor game, and I don't think he started off the season that well, is Whittaker. He's someone who I really like. I'm surprised he's actually stayed at Plymouth this summer. But look, he's still there, and he's still a player with real quality, and on his day he can cause us plenty of problems. At the moment, Plymouth have been playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, so I can see their front four heavy pressing our back three, wing back, centre mid, especially if we're going to keep playing out from the back. Talking about playing out from the back, it'd be interesting to see what type of system we actually play. Yeah, we are what, 6, 7, 8 games. I don't know how many games we are currently in, but we still don't know. I don't think we don't know our strongest starting 11, and also what system we actually want to stick to throughout the rest of this season. There's question marks on whether Tom Krause comes into the side after a really good sub appearance against Sheffield Wednesday. Also Victor Moses as well, someone with absolute real quality. Question marks on whether or not they can actually play a full 90 minutes or actually play majority of the game. They may have to come on again as a sub and maybe potentially start against Oxford on Tuesday night. If they do come in, who do you drop? Those are the question marks which will need to be answered when we eventually see that starting 11 for the game on Friday night. So yeah, lots of question marks in terms of our system. But would I like to see Tom Krause come into the starting 11? Yes, of course. Do I want Elijah Adebayo starting? I believe he needs to be rested. I think he just needs a little break. As I've already said, we play Tuesday night. We also play on Saturday next week. So Elijah's going to feature at some point. Start the game with Morris. If Morris isn't having a good game or we need something else to go alongside him, then we can bring on Elijah. Elijah coming off the bench, what absolute quality we've got on the bench. Now we've actually got players fit and available. Talking about players that potentially are not available, Amari Bell, it's been confirmed he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. He's not going to be available. Baptiste is not available, which is frustrating because he's someone who, when we signed, had injury problems at Brentford and we wanted him to stay fit. So he's already got injured already this season, so that's a bit frustrating. And we're still awaiting for Hashi to come back from his injury, which he sustained in pre-season. But one player in particular who we haven't seen in quite a long time, Brown. He is back and also available for selection in this game against Plymouth, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Brown. I really liked him. I thought he was a really good player in the Premier League, and towards the latter stages of last season, I thought he was someone we actually didn't need because he offers something a little bit different. He's a very aggressive striker. He can also play as a wideman as well. So he offers us something a little bit different. We can be a little bit different in terms of the way we like to play. We can change it to a 2 up top. We can change it to a 4-4-2, which I would absolutely love us to go, but I can't see it. We can play with 3 strikers. We can play a 4-3-3. We can do all these different formations now. And we can be adaptable in possession and also out of possession and so on. It's going to be interesting, is what I'm basically trying to say. And I am looking forward to this game against Plymouth on Sky, like I've already said. And yeah, look, what needs to happen is it needs to be better than what happened against Sheffield Wednesday, because Sheffield Wednesday was slow, not at the right tempo, especially if we are playing from the back and doing this passing along the goal line. It's got to be quicker. We've got to be showing a lot more movement, be a little bit more urgent, and we need to be a little bit more aggressive in our press as well, and don't make mistakes in our own half. Get the ball as quick to the other end of the pitch as possible, break Plymouth down. We've got the quality, we've got better quality players. Now we've just got to prove it and show it. 3 wins in a row will give us a massive confidence boost going into the game against Oxford, and the fact that we are winning and we're not even in second gear yet is a good sign, because that definitely means we can get better, and we are going to get better hopefully as the season goes on. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm going to go with a score prediction of, I'm going to say 3-1 Luton. That is my score prediction. I hope I'm right. I hope we get a good win, a good convincing performance. I do think Plymouth will get a goal back after we've scored a few goals ourselves. But yeah, hopefully with some real conviction, Friday night, no excuses. Fingers crossed we get the 3 points. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the match reaction after the game against Plymouth.